How we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here. I haven't done one of these for a while, a little live chat with you guys. I don't know how many of you will join me at this time in the afternoon, and where I'm always random with when I put these ones out. You know, I don't usually tweet out or anything like that. I just usually bored because I'm off for my 6 weeks holidays. And you know, I just thought, why not? You know, there's not much happening really. You know, there's a lot of rumors and James Ward-Prowse, Gallagher turning us down, Scott McTominay getting an injury last night, Borges, a backup is already put in place of Damari Gray. If that one falls through, which would be absolutely ridiculous if that was the case. Maguire, there was rumours about him going to Newcastle today. You know, every target that we're linked with, any one of the what you would maybe call the Moyes targets, seem to be falling through. It's getting frustrating. I might have to hold myself back every day from tweeting out something like West Ham sign an effing player because we're running out of time for them to be ready for the first game. I appreciate, you know, people will put in here that, look, we've got to the 31st of August. There's still plenty of time. You know, West Ham are renowned for holding out. But this show, like I say, live, interactive chat show. You guys put your topics in, put your questions in, and we'll discuss it. It'd be great to hear what you guys think and what you guys want to talk about. Yeah, let's start with John. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Like I say, I will try and put up every single comment today, as long as we don't blow up like the other day where we had about 100, 200 people watching live, and it's very hard to get every comment up. But I'll try and put every comment up and have a little discussion about any topic you want covered about West Ham. We'll start with James Ward-Prowse, shall we? Because that one seems to be probably the one that's going to happen. You know, the fact that he didn't play the friendly the other night, I think, speaks volumes. Listen, he's a good player. Is he, you know, anything magnificent? Probably not. But someone made a good point on Twitter the other day. If this man was Brazilian, and you see him scoring them free kicks and pinging them passes in another league, we'd all be going, yeah, I want him. The fact that he's English and he played for Southampton and stuff, some people have turned their nose up. I don't turn my nose up. Listen, we don't create enough as it is. The fact that maybe if we win a free kick, there's a good chance it goes in, or, you know, our corners will be even better because, like, listen, this man's delivery is ridiculous. He just puts it, boom, straight on the goalie, but not in the goalie's hands, like making the goalkeeper panic like this. He's a leader. He's a captain. Experienced. Yeah, him, Paqueta, plus whoever this CDM is going to be, it's not bad. Paqueta can do all the magic, and we see that towards the end how good he was. If you've got him, and then you've got Ward-Prowse with the ping, you know, pinging it out to Bowen, who will be running in, and then you've got whoever's going to play left, whether it's Benny, whether it's Borges guy is going to get minutes. You know, it's that ability to see that pass. He's got that. You know, I used to call it the sexy pass. You know, it's that ability to see it quickly. I think Fornals has got it as well, but he doesn't play enough. And like I say, it wouldn't be too bad. Him, Paqueta, and whoever this CDM is, I don't know who it's going to be, but we'll wait and see. Hang the Traitors says, hi, Luke. Hi, mate. And Job in Thailand says, who is in charge of the transfers? I ain't got a Scooby, mate. I have not got a Scooby. And I don't think any of us will know. And I think Gonzo made a good point in his video this morning. I don't think anyone will know until it's over, until the transfer window's over, and you have a look. And if you see Maguire, McTominay, Ward-Prowse, Andy Carroll, Tim Cahill, Stephen P&F, and Fellaini in the team, then you're going to say David Moyes. If you look, if we see Borges, Alvarez, Zakaria, etc., then maybe you will look at it and go, oh, maybe Steeden has, you know, had a bit of a say in it. Like I say, it's very hard. It's very hard to know until 2 or 3 have come in. You can't really say who is in charge, mate. I'd like to think that Steeden's in charge, to be honest with you, but we'll wait and see. I'll be 2 seconds, guys. I just got to quickly reboot. Hello, guys. Sorry, I had to just take a quick call from my sister there. I think James Ward-Prowse's quality, free kicks, corners, shots, and we need to replace homegrown players to stay legit. And if 25, 30 million, I'm okay with that. I agree, mate. I think 25, 30 million for James Ward-Prowse, good free kick taker, leader, captain. We've lost so many leaders in the last few years. And that's not just playing. What is that? Stuart Pearce, Irvines and people like that, Marky Noble, Declan Rice. We need some more people there that, are going to, I don't know what James Ward-Prowse is like in the change room, but, we need some people in there that's going to, put an arm around the younger players or, get some people by the scruff of the neck if they need it, and we need a few of these. We do need a few of them. Afternoon, Luke, and all afternoon, mate. Also, I've skipped your comment there, mate, so I'll go back to that. I just read that Steedman is about to walk because of Moyes. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. I hope not. I bloody hope not. I think, again, if you've watched Gonzo's video this morning, he says it himself. I think it's very easy to write this article. It's very easy for a Daily Mail, the Sun, whatever, to write that there's conflict because we haven't signed a player. And nothing's going through. It's a very easy and believable article to write. I don't think it's true, and I hope it's not true. We'll know. Like I say, we will know in a few weeks' time whether it is or isn't. David Anderson. I am okay with James Ward-Prowse, but we need a really good DM alongside him. I do think Fornells can do a good number 8 role. So we should be concentrating time and money on the DM first. I agree, mate. That DM role or CDM role, whatever you want to call it, pivot, deep line playmaker, whatever you want to call it, is a massive, massive role. Listen, if Thomas Souček is still playing in the team, if we're thinking it's Paqueta, Thomas Souček, I don't know, Ward-Prowse, whatever. I don't know what his midfield's going to be. I really don't. I can't figure out what he's fully trying to do if Souček's in the plan. If Souček's not in the plan, you can see that it's a CDM, Paqueta, and Ward-Prowse or Gallagher or whatever, McTominay, whatever. But yeah, I like Scott McTominay, but I don't like him as a CDM. I don't think he's... I don't know what the word is. I don't think he's as cute as Rice in terms of Rice. Very rarely made the tackle. He just was so good at the interception. I think McTominay is better as basically a Souček replacement. He's better on the ball. We'll probably score more goals than him as well. But yeah, that CDM, I don't know. This guy, apparently you can get him out of Barcelona for 25 million. And it's a player we've been linked with before and nothing's been said about him. This is just me making up rumours. There's a guy called Frank Kessié, Ivory Coast International, doesn't want to go back to Italy, would like a move to the Premier League. Why are we not slapping money down? I know Amrabat's to understand, but apparently he may go to Manchester United for 25, 30 million. There are players out there that are good enough. This Wesley Fofana guy at Monaco's really good. It's a shame that Sekou Fofana, who was at Lens, has gone to Saudi now. He's a fantastic player as well. It's not an insistence on Premier League. There are some really good players out there. There are some fantastic players out there. You just, I don't know, you've got to be a bit brave sometimes. There are some players out there. Need to add to the English contingent, in my opinion. We do, mate. Obviously, we've lost a few, especially if Cresswell was to go as well. But we do need a proper number 6 too. Yes, I agree with that as well, mate. Take a look at James Ward-Prowse stats. He's basically Soucek that can take a set piece. Wouldn't pay more than 15 million, so please God, no. He's better on the ball than Thomas Soucek, mate. A lot better than Thomas Soucek in terms of, passing distribution and stuff like that. I don't know what stats you're saying. Obviously, I appreciate your opinion, but yeah, tell me some of the stats that are comparable, and then we'll say like whether James Ward-Prowse will be doing that role. Alvarez looks okay, but not someone old. He does look good, mate. He does. You look at clips of him. He looks good. He looks aggressive. But yeah, again, it's another player that West Ham fans on Twitter are turning their nose up at, mate. So I don't know what we want. I don't know what West Ham fans want. Listen, I'm a West Ham fan myself, and I don't know what I want. It's very hard to, you want some exciting players. I want some pace. I want some energy in that midfield. Bit of athleticism that we're lacking. That someone that Lucas Paqueta can look at next to him and go, yeah, he's all right. I don't mind playing with him, because he's one that could, this time next year, Lucas Paqueta, I very much doubt will be at West Ham. And that's what we need to do now. We made that mistake with Rice by not showing him a path to, glory. Lucas Paqueta, we can change that. But again, it's about what we do now with this money. Just needs to qualify as homegrown. Yep, there's that as well. We could be losing Pablo to Betis. That would be a disaster. Yeah, I like Pablo. Big fan of Pablo. Would be gutted for him to go. He seems to get West Ham. He loves the club. He loves the fans. But yeah, it's a shame. It would be a big shame. Do you reckon Antonio is off? And who do you think will be our starting striker/strikers next year? It depends what's happening with Scamacca, mate. All the rumours last night that Scamacca changed his Instagram. I don't know whether this is true or not. Changed his Instagram. Doesn't say anything about West Ham anymore. Saying that apparently that we might accept a year's loan, and then 17, 18 million for him. Ridiculous deal, if true. Absolutely ridiculous. He looks like he scores goals. He never looks happy. He just got one of them faces, isn't he? But if we can't lose him and Antonio and only be left with Mobama and Danny Ings, we can't. That can't be the case. If they both went, then I think we've got to go and be bold and go and get Jonathan David or someone like that at, one of these decent level strikers. I don't know. I really don't know. It just doesn't seem good at West Ham at the minute. It just really doesn't seem good. We're in desperate need of a lift, after that amazing trophy experience, one of the best days of my life, surely one of the best days of the people that are in the chat with me today's lives. It was just so quickly tarnished with the Declan Rice stuff and how long that dragged on for. West Ham need a lift now. There should have been a player through the door the day he left or the day before he left as a cushion of a blow. But we haven't had that yet. It's just felt so horrible. Like there's been nothing positive to talk about since that final, apart from Steeden coming in, which hasn't materialised to anything yet. It should be Pac-Man and Fornals in the middle with Alvarez holding with Downs as backup. Yeah, that could work, mate. That could work. I'd like to see Fornals a bit more in that midfield. I really would. Andy Miles, top geezer. Afternoon, Luke. Victor Fenn, it said Southampton want 45 million for James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, I wouldn't pay 45 million for him. I wouldn't pay that. But 28 and rising to like 32 maybe. I could scuffle. Not 45 million. 45 million is an absolute joke for a player that's playing the Championship, and by all accounts he's keen to join West Ham, so that is a bit of a card we hold there, I think. Really like the sound of Fofana. He's most exciting link for me. Yeah, I like players like that. They remind me of back in the day, the Armies, Mark Vivian Foe, God rest his soul, Kiyati, players like that, big, physical, destroyers. I love players like that really drive with the ball and, are just a real presence in midfield, when you're coming up against them. I can imagine you look at him and go, well, I don't fancy going in for a 50-50 with him. It's all about that, the mental side of the game. And yeah, I would like him. I would like him. Yeah, Victor Fenn, I think you sum up the mood of most West Ham fans, mate. I want Moyes out. So do I, mate. So do I. But not at the cost of West Ham playing badly or getting relegated or anything like that. I never wish West Ham any bad. But he needs to go. He needs to go. I wish we had gone for Brownhill. Yeah, that's a decent shout, mate. Decent shout. Keep your comments coming in, guys. This is your show. This is where, like I say, it says in the title, West Ham Interactive Chat Show. You comments. I'll put every comment up and I'll just talk about it and hopefully encourages more conversation. Apparently, it's Moyes who wants proven Premier League players, but to be truthful, I'm sick of reading we are after this, that, and the other. Yeah, we just need to get a player through the door, mate. We just desperately need to, whether it's Premier League proven or, Alvarez, Fofana, whoever it is, just get a bloody player through that door. Get us just someone for us to look forward to seeing. Have you watched the West Ham Network? The man from Babylon Islands goes through the stats about the players you're talking about, which I've read elsewhere, and it's not good. I will check that out, mate. After the show, I will go and check that out, mate. Thank you for that. No to Scamacca, Sal, or loan. I agree, mate. I don't want him to go. I like him a lot. But as this comment says, if Scamacca turns into another Hollah type transfer, it will be so deflating. The thing is, if we don't sign, we will sign some players. I'm not in that mindset. We won't sign any players. But if we sign some players and we're left short and stuff like that in certain areas and it goes wrong, I tell you what, it won't be long before the protests and all that start picking up again. That energy, that bad energy, them bad vibes will start picking up again. And knowing that, it's so close now. This Sullivan, this poison, hopefully leaving our club soon. It might be a year away, but it's close. We've got less of them than we've had of them, which is a really more positive way of looking at it. That energy will build even more, and they not that he probably cares that much anymore, but he won't want that hostility. He won't want that because they don't like that. I can Moyes. I think you meant to say I can see Moyes getting binned off soon. I can, mate. If we have a bad run, it's going to be close. You're spot on, Luke. And now because of the debt money, all the players' prices are inflated. Yeah, we should have done what Aston Villa done. I'm not saying whether Aston Villa spent the money wisely or not with a Grealish deal. Buendia can be argued he didn't play that well. Who else did they buy? They bought a couple of players, didn't they, before he left? But again, the prices wasn't inflated because they weren't fully committed to Grealish going. They was playing the game that Grealish was staying. Where the day after the final, we've said, yeah, we want 100 million for Declan Rice. Every team then, West Ham are flush with money. We'll take all their money. It wasn't clever. It was clever the price we got. We got a great price for him, but we should have had deals lined up before. Sorry, my mouse stopped working here. I like the idea of the duo from Man City. Yeah, obviously, that's the young centre half. Again, looks like a good young leader. Obviously not going to be captain yet, but he's one you would look at and go, yeah, good. Won a competition with England under 21s. Really good centre back as well. Had a good season with Burnley last year. I like that deal, and I hope there is some legs in it. It's going to be quiet, that one. And then obviously Borges looks supposed to be the most exciting player in the under 21 league. I like Alex Scott as well. It's gone very quiet with Wolves. Apparently Wolves need to sell to buy. We don't. So why are we not getting back in for him? I just don't get it. Are we close to any signings? Only Borges apparently, mate, by all accounts. And even that could, we've lined up Damari Gray as a backup if it doesn't go through, which is a bit worrying. Alex Chapman says, Moyes won't see out the season. The fact that the coaches haven't been replaced yet is very tough. yeah, it's a good point. The problem with it, mate, is any coaches that he brings in will probably only be given a 1-year contract, and they're thinking, oh, actually, if I go somewhere else, I'll get a 2-year contract, maybe a 3-year contract. You know, and why would you sign for West Ham, knowing that probably in a year's time you're going to be out of a job, and that, you know, a new manager comes in, I don't know, Javi Alonso, whoever you think it's going to be, it's going to bring in their own coaching team. A new board as well may think, oh yeah, we'll get rid of that. Oh God, bringing all this, new lot. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Me too, John, but Moyes won't play him. I agree. Andy Miles says we are going to get Oxy and Barkley on a free transfer. Oh, God forbid, mate, but not beyond the world of imagination, mate, because we know Moyes is like that. Do you think Downs will end up coming good? I don't think he's had enough chance. I like Flynn. I think, you know, he still has a role to play. Europa League games. And listen, I like that he's a hammer as well. And is he a magnificent player? No, but is he a bad player? No, he's a good, solid squad player. He would have played a hell of a lot more at Palace if he would have went to Palace. I just think, yeah, I don't know. I just think David Moyes is he can kill a player. He can and he can be really bitter and horrible to a player. Like we've seen with Fornals, we sit with Lanzini last year as well. And one thing I will give him credit for in the last few weeks is it's the first time I've ever seen him praise a young player in Obama. And it looks like he's actually going to give him some chance. And it's like, good. I want to see it. But yeah, he can kill a player. Listen, Wayne Rooney said it himself. He hated him. And Moyes hated the fact that he had to play him. But you're talking about one of the best players of a generation. So he's got no charm in dropping Downs, has he? I said it before. What's the point of throwing money at a manager who has 1 year left on his contract? I thought that was the idea, bringing in Steedman. I agree, mate. I agree. Last year's contract is not a good thing. We've done it so many times as well. How did Sullivan ever think it would work out? One guy thinking of the future, the other saving his job for a year. It's true, mate. Both of them could be gone in a year as well. You know, Sullivan could be gone and Moyes. They hopefully both leave the club at the same bloody time and get rid of them and start a new project. You know, give us some hope and belief. Look what Newcastle have done in a year. Listen, it's ridiculous. They've got unthinkable amount of money. It's unthinkable the amount of money that they've got. But they've just give their fans belief. Aston Villa this year as well, with the signings of Diaby and Pau Torres and, you know, I see another player I was linked with, but it's gone off the top of my head. You know, they're giving fans belief and just we won a trophy with Sheffield always. Yeah, and I would listen, win that trophy is amazing. But like, go again, have a bit more, go again. We were an attractive proposition when we won that, and it seems now we're not. I think Downs will be given a chance. Alan Wilshire says, how many players do you think we'll get all together? Plus, it looks like we're going to get either Alvarez or McTominay. I think it'll be 4, maybe 5. I think 2 midfielders. I don't know who. The left winger, Borges. If Cresswell goes, we possibly might need a left back. And if Antonio goes, we possibly might need a striker. So maybe 4 or 5. Potentially 4 or 5. Obviously, Vlasic money as well, if that was to come in. Cresswell money. So there could be, you know, surely there was some money if Rice didn't stay. You know, that's what money was there if Rice didn't go. Pochette as captain. Oh, please, no, I can't even entertain that, mate. I can't, mate. Spot on, John. St. Paul, really hoping he gets time this season. Hey, John, expat my daughter is on a flight from DM to Phuket to have a great holiday. Wow, lucky them. I wish I was going there, mate. I say that though, I am going to Florida in a couple of weeks. Fingers crossed. The Alvarez deal is looking iffy because of agents' fees. Yeah, I read that. So it's not so much about the player or the fee. It's more about yeah, agents' fees. We know how greedy these agents are. Do you know what I mean? It will be hard to sign anyone who is not at Moyes' choice, as the players will know he will not get game time like the Dino in charge, with the Dino in charge. Get him gone. Yeah, listen, players talk, probably someone like Gallagher, he again, probably Gallagher would have been a Moyes signing, but he'd be on the phone to probably Dex going, what's he like? And hearing all this stuff, whether you guys watched the Declan Rice interview or not, I'm a glutton for punishment. I watched it. It was quite telling. He said that, he thought he knew a lot about football, then obviously joined, and Arteta was, sort of taught him a different way, and, the way West Ham played behind the ball and stuff like that. Players, players don't want to play a negative style as much as it's a job and stuff. You want to entertain. It's an entertainment business. You want to play nice football. It must just be so much better to go out and, be passing the ball and moving the ball and trying to attack and score goals than it is to sit behind the ball for 70 minutes and hope you don't go 1-0 down. And if you do go 1-0 down, hope you don't go 2-0 down. And then with 15 minutes to go, the shackles off and you're allowed to play for 15 minutes every week. Players do look at it. They will look at it. Dan Bonan says, afternoon from my desk at work, I might nip to the toilet and watch. Tony Close, Mubama has to get more game time this year. He does, mate. He looks better than Antonio Innings in any of the games I've seen him play. Yeah, and he's not, I always say, he's not a kid's build. He's a big lad. For 18, he's a big lad. By the time this geezer's 21, 22, he's going to be a real lump of a man. Yeah, he's got to be given a chance. Ian Day scored nearly every time he's played. I know I respect that they're friendlies, but Europa League as well. We obviously had that goal, went down as an own goal, his first ever one, but then he did get one, didn't he, a few games later. I like him. I like his energy. Again, he's a West Ham fan. He's from Newham. Give him time. Give him game time this year. Breaking news. We are getting Roy Hodgson from Palace. Not as an assistant, though. Moyes wants to play him. Yeah, would surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. Keep them coming in, guys. Keep them coming. It's a sad indictment that no coaches have come to work with Moyes. And if I was a player, I wouldn't while he's here. Why come and join a queue having your career ruined by him? It's true, Alan. It's true. But I'm telling you now, players look, or agents have a look and give him a call. Luke, question for you. Apart from yourself, who is the most up-and-coming West Ham channel that you would recommend? I'll be honest, my favourite channel, and I'm desperate to appear on it. I've been asked a couple of times, but it never works out with my timings because my daughter, they always film their shows usually about 9 o'clock. I would love to be on Claret and Booze. I think they're a fantastic channel. I really do. I think Mickey and the boys over there do some amazing work. And if you do watch them, be sure to tell them that I give them a shout out because they're brilliant. They're absolutely fantastic. Obviously, West Ham Fan TV, Friday Night Pint are brilliant. The boys at Amers Chat have done some great things for me in terms of, retweeting, appearing on the show. I've always, had subscribers off the back of their appearances on their channel. So I always thank them. But yeah, if you're looking for, one of the channels that are sort of, that level of 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 subscribers, Claret and Booze, brilliant channel. Brilliant channel. No chance there will be protests. The fans don't have a spine and seem to accept this. We'll wait and see. Mate. We'll wait and see. It will be twisted by TalkSport. How can you win a trophy and then be on their back like that? What do these fans want from that twat Jim White? If Moyes doesn't play Mubama or any young Steedman players, he's got to go. I agree. Vlasic has to be one of the weirdest transfers under Moyes, well behind Hugo. But then he went, whatever you think of Serie A, went to Torino, played him in his right position, and he did well. So, again, was it a player that Moyes just wanted to kill? Question, Areola or Fab? Can't see the point in having a 38-year-old in goal, but Moyes will. It has to be Areola this year. I know he made a little mistake the other day, but that happens. How many mistakes did Fabianski make at the near post? Fabianski made some wonderful saves during the season at times, but then how many times do we see him get beat near post? The only thing with Areola that worries me a little bit is a bit wobbly on crosses when corners come in, but it has to be Areola. It has to be, this can't be. This has to be that Fabianski is the Europa League goalie, so he still gets plenty of game time. I expect us to, at least get out of the group. And if we don't get out of the group, we finish third and go into the Conference League again anyway. So, he's guaranteed 8 games in Europe, Carling Cup. I always call it Carling Cup, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup as well. So, he's guaranteed sort of 10, maybe 15 games. So, yeah, why not? Keep it coming, guys. We're drying up a little bit with the comments. Think we could persuade Gary O'Neill to come as a coach and then take over from Moyes at the end of the season. Love the way Bournemouth played under him. Such a shock when he was sacked. Yeah, I said that a few weeks ago, actually, Corky. I said that I would like Gary O'Neill as a coach if he would accept that role. I think maybe his stock's a bit higher than that because, like you say, mate, he did a fantastic job at Bournemouth, after Scott Parker left, keeping them up, shoestring budget. It wouldn't surprise me if he does get a job fairly soon, maybe a good championship job, or if a team's one of the first managers to go down there, maybe Gary O'Neill will come in. So I do like him. I wouldn't want him as our next manager. I think we need to be aiming a little bit higher than that. But as a coach, brilliant. Also rumours about Joe Cole as well coming in as a coach. Again, I think that would be brilliant. Another like one of them inspirational characters around the club. I'd be happy for that, mate. I'd be more than happy for that. Bugger me alert is going off. Off to put the fire out. Catch up with you later. Great work. Thanks, Paul. I wish I had time to visit over this holiday, John. I'm off to Florida in a few weeks, guys. I can't wait. I've never ever been to America, so I can't wait for that. And Duncan says, hit the like button, guys. Help me out. Yeah. What else we got? What else can we talk about? The new shirts are nice. I've said about them. I like them. I quite like them. I know some people have slated them. I think they're quite nice shirts. I haven't ordered the white one yet. I've ordered the own one. I'll probably get the away one when I come back from holiday if I ain't spent my whole mortgage money on it. Come on, guys. Anything else? Anything else, guys? Like I say, I'll keep going until you guys sort of wrap up a little bit. If we can get money for Ant, Kress, Souček, Johnson and Vlasic, why are we not sending them? I agree, mate. The only problem is we don't want to leave ourselves short. As bad as some of them names are now, and mainly sentimental value would be in keeping someone like Cresswell. We don't want to be totally short. We don't want to be totally short when we can't get no winning. But yeah, Antonio, I'm happy for him to leave. Cresswell, happy for him to go. Souček, please go. Johnson, yeah, I don't think he's going to quite make it. I really don't. And Vlasic, obviously, he is what he is. Vlasic was a really poor signing. The fact that Torino had a deal in place, then wanted to get him even cheaper, says it all. Yeah, as much as I'm saying he did well at Torino, I do think, though, that there is this case that Italian clubs think that West Ham are a bit of a walkover. Felipe Anderson is a prime example, we're getting for this price. There was another one, but I cannot remember who it was. Where like Roma are trying it at the minute with Scamacca. Oh, we're having for 70 million. Yeah, I bet you will. I bet you were having for 17 million because last summer it would have cost you 35 million. I think sometimes the Serie A clubs try it with us a little bit. What about some of the frees? Heard there's some good ones. I don't know who, mate. If you give me a list of some of them, I'll give you some opinions. But off the top of my head, I can't say I know who they are. We'd be lucky to get a pound for Johnson. He's terrible. Yeah, he did really go off the ball, didn't he? When he first sort of came through, he was all right. He looked solid, but then he just, I don't know, he can't cross a ball. He started looking really wobbly defensively. And it just hasn't worked out for him, unfortunately. It's a shame, like I say, he's a West Ham fan. Art's in the right place, but he's not good enough. He is not good enough. I don't want a complete change. That often ends bad. Yeah, there's that as well. You know, you do have to have a transition, but it can't be a complete overhaul. You know, you have to gradually do it. But yeah, there is a lot of players that, you know, they do. We've kept them a little bit too long, like an Antonio, like a Cresswell, even a Fabianski to a certain extent. I still think Oggy has a role, as old as he is now. I still think Oggy has a good role in the changing room, and he's still a good backup. Oggy, you know, if we need someone to step in, Oggy very rarely lets us down, does he? I know he hasn't got that pace anymore, but I do love Oggy. I still, that is one I wouldn't let go. Also, wouldn't mind Damari Gray if he's available. Apparently so, mate. Apparently he is available. Apparently he's back up if the ball gets still falls through, from what I've heard. What we got? Apparently the Antonio deal is off because the Owl Club, whoever they are, don't want to pay a fee, so he's staying. Yeah. Well, what about that club that's just let go of Mbappe? Because according to David Moyes a couple of years ago, there's no better player in the world than Antonio. So maybe that club that went in for Mbappe will think maybe they've got a chance to get Antonio now, the best striker that's ever lived. So I've jumped ahead of a comment now. We'll come back to that one, mate. Do apologise. How far do you think I can never pronounce that name, Scarles, I'm going to say, is from the first team? I saw Saya sign a new contract recently. I wonder if we promote more than just Mobama this season. Hopefully, mate. Both have looked good. I think Freddie Potts looks really good as well, neat and tidy. I think Freddie Potts may be a year on loan for him. I think what you remember I was saying about Mobama looking like a man. Like, you look at him and you wouldn't think, oh, he looks like a kid. You know, he's very well built. When you look at Potsy, he still looks a little bit slight. You know, and he's put a little bit of muscle on and he'd be ready. But yeah, very neat and tidy, very good player. And the other two, yeah, like I say, look okay. They look good at the minute. Maybe, you know, hopefully they do start getting a bit of a chance. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. It gives the fans a lift, and you know, you can pluck a gem out. You know, I believe this. Let me know what you guys think. It's a good little one just to have a little debate on. I honestly believe that if David Moyes had been the manager when Declan Rice was 18, Declan Rice would not have been given the chance that he'd been given. And I think Declan Rice would have left the club a lot earlier than what he did. And I think, you know, he possibly would have been loaned out, or, you know, someone would have picked him up, maybe Chelsea earlier or whatever. But I don't think, if an 18-year-old Declan Rice was coming through now, you know, when he first came through, a bit scrawny, made a few mistakes at St James's Park and stuff like that, David Moyes would have killed him, would have absolutely killed him. And that's my fear with these young players. Johnson's positional sense is a big problem. Yeah, it definitely was, mate. Last season, awful. I chucked Zuma in as well, just too slow. I like Zuma, so I do. I like him. Listen, when he plays, he never ever lets us down. He's, you know, he is a good player. The only problem with him, you only get 25 games out of him a year. But him and a Gerd together, he's quite solid. I think we're going to play three at the back this year, though. It looks like we're going to have a slight change of formation. Don't know about form. Even on free, Antonio, you save on a salary, get him gone. I want him gone. I want him gone. And, you know, people are going to go, he's so disrespectful to our top goal scorer ever. He's a legend. He ain't no legend to me. He really ain't. Yes, he's perfect for this David Moyes system, but that is the problem. David Moyes won't look anywhere else until he is not an option anymore. We need to take this option away from him of Antonio. Take him out. So David Moyes has to do something different. Has to try something different. Has to go and find that new player. What we're going to do, hang Antonio out to dry till he's 38. He has to go. Has to go. Bono's still a top professional. He is. I love Oggy. I do love Oggy. Just shame he had that knee injury. I I just wonder how much we have to spend. Well, we know it's at least 105. At least 105. Moyes could save more. Sorry, Moyes could save some money with a number 8 and play Fornals in his right role. He links play well. I would say he's our best passer at the club, mate. Pablo Fornals. I really would. When he's played in that right position, again, he's got that thing that I said earlier in the show. He's got that sexy pass. You know, he's got that real clever eye for a pass. I remember when he did. Can't remember who it was against. Man United or something like that. He played this beautiful pass to Bowen, where he sort of scooped it outside his foot and into his feet. He's got that pass. He's a brilliant player. Brilliant player. Am I the only one that thinks that something major is going on behind the scenes? No signings, no new coaches coming in, hardly any videos from the training ground. Maybe just the club is going to be sold. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. Agreed. I've said that often. If we do eventually get this window right, I wonder if we can get past Liverpool and Brighton. I doubt it very much. Brighton are bogey club, and Liverpool, we very rarely beat them either. Totally agree. We've lost so many young talent recently. Very true in regards to Rice and Moyes not playing him if he was in charge when he was coming through. Probably would have tried him at centre back and demoted him after first mistake. Yeah, that I definitely could see that of happening, mate. Moyes will not play any youngsters in the starting 11. Look at last season, on the bench at best and 88 minutes. So I do think Mabama's going to get minutes, though. I really do. I think it depends whether Scamacca stays. I think Scamacca will be the main starter with Bowen, potentially, or Ings. I think Mabama's going to be the first or second option off the bench. I do. I think he will get quite a bit of game time next year. I really do. I'd like to see us play 3-5-2 this season if we've got some pace. Yeah, a key word there, mate. Pace. Try to play counter-attacking football with the slowest team in the league. Antonio winds me up. Never forgiven him for going on holiday to Jamaica mid-season. Yeah, I've never been a massive fan of him. I liked him in the beginning, you know, when he at Upton Park days, great in the air, brilliant, you know, winger, and he's played every position and, you know, done a job for us. But I don't know, ever since new contract and when he broke Paolo's record as well, he just seems to have this arrogance about him. And I don't know, I don't like it. Paqueta is the best player. He's different levels. Fornals, he's pretty good, though, to be fair. Yeah, Paqueta is ridiculous. And listen, if he has a worldy season again, he's off. He's off. I have no, unless we get taken over, and that's what we need. You know, you look at, I say it with Newcastle, because they're a good club to compare us to, you know, where we could be. You know, if Newcastle don't get that takeover when they did, some of their better players that they had would have left because there wouldn't have been that ambition that, you know, the Bruno Grimares and people like that wouldn't have come. We need to give this to Lucas Paqueta. Lucas Paqueta needs to become the main star, the star of West Ham, the face of West Ham. Because all I can see next season is Paqueta going Newcastle. That's all I can see. Going to be with his mate Bruno up there if we don't sort it out. And we desperately need to. Imagine Fornals and Paqueta with a decent midfield, defensive midfielder. Yeah, I agree, mate. I would love a midfielder, Paqueta, Alvarez, and Fornals. I still want us to buy Alex Scott. This boy will be a star. I agree, mate. I want Alex Scott as well. I think he's fantastic. Would you want a Saudi group taking us over the same as Newcastle? Listen, all the human rights stuff and all that, it's wrong. It's wrong. We know that. We know all that stuff's wrong. But if I'm looking at it, just West Ham are going to be successful, spend loads of money, and we have brilliant players, and we're playing in Champions Leagues in 2 years' time, then, you know, that's what it is. That their country's problems and the problems politically is something that needs to be solved in their country. But as a West Ham fan, I just want West Ham to be successful, and, you know, give me good players. Give me players that are, you know, exciting. And we've been starved a long time. I know we won a trophy last year, and I'm not ungrateful for that. It's like I said, it was an amazing day, an amazing journey. But for too long, we haven't had a team, probably since maybe Dimitri Payet, where it's been like just, I'm excited and I've seen good football. Like, I haven't been for a couple. Last game I went was the Lyon game with the Dembele wink. That's the last time I've been to London Stadium. And a lot of it is not. Listen, I love West Ham and I would go every week, but it's so boring. Listen, if we're not going to win anything, or we're going to lose games, at least entertain me. It's meant to be football. And West Ham is too business at the minute. It's too, and most football teams are like that now, unfortunately. Like, this is meant to be my entertainment. Do you know what I mean? This is what I meant on a Saturday at 3:00 or Sunday at 1 or whatever time we kick off nowadays. This is meant to be what I do as entertainment. Like any other sport, when I watch boxing, it's about being entertained, or snooker. I know some people fall asleep watching snooker. When I'm watching snooker, Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's there to entertain. He wants to entertain me. But now it's just like, just survive. Just be negative. And it's just killing. It's killing. Harrogate Hammer says, how frustrated is everyone now getting about without any signings? I'm usually one to rant about this sort of stuff, but the fact we have 100 million and the game starting 2 weeks is just ridiculous. I agree, mate. We desperately need a signing coming in. I can't keep repeating myself on this show, but it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that no one has come through the door. Don't care who takes us over as long as Moyes goes. Us not taking a Saudi group will not change the world. I agree, mate. Same with Qataris, whatever you want. Taking us over, we can't change the world. Sport and politics shouldn't be mixed. I just want the best for our club. Saudis would bleed us and send the players to the league to promote it. I think that has been the agenda on their part. Look what they're doing at Newcastle, mate. They're doing a fantastic job at Newcastle, the Saudis. Bringing in good players, getting them Champions League football. Yes, there's some, I don't know what word to use around some of the dealings with, the Saudi League and stuff. But, yeah, it's interesting. Moyes is killing it. As far as takeover goes, you can't fight the tide. Money rules. I agree, mate. I agree. It's about who's got the most money. For us to have a full takeover, all the board have to agree with it. Nothing is stopping Sullivan selling these 38% shares now. I'd rather Fornells than James Ward-Prowse. Whilst Ward-Prowse is good at set pieces, stats-wise, he is not a progressive passer. Thank you for that. Moyes is toxic for this club. He certainly is. Anything else, guys? Hit the like button, though, whilst we're still going. There's still a few comments coming through. Like I say, I'm going to read out every comment, so, don't feel like you're wasting your time, typing that comment, because I appreciate every comment that comes through. Why does David Moyes hold so much power? This could all be squashed very quickly by Sullivan. We had a similar issue a few months back when Noble wanted to bring in young, more exciting players. I don't know, mate. I think when Moyes came back and kept us up and, qualified for Europe, I think he had some money in the, credit in the bank with Sullivan. And I think there are rumours that, Sullivan sort of give him full control of everything. And maybe that is the issue we're at the moment, that because he has that, there's very little that Sullivan can say to him apart from sack him. That's all I can imagine that he is, that Moyes knows he has this power or this verbal agreement with Sullivan that he's in control of transfers. He has the final veto. And at Steeden, Noble, Newman, whoever is suggesting players, he can just go no or jeopardise the transfer if you believe the Alex Scott one. So, Sullivan is the catalyst of everything by letting Moyes have this power, in my opinion. I think that's about it, guys, for now. Unless I'm going to give you about another minute to put a comment in. And if there's none that come through, I will be off for now. This mess is all on Sullivan. Yep, I think most of us agree, mate. Most of us agree. Just having a look if there's any little updates on Twitter. Not really. There's not much West Ham rumours about, apart from the usual stuff. Sullivan should just pay Moyes $6 million and got rid of him. Yeah. Thing is, the longer the days go on and months go on, the cheaper he is to get rid of. Noble is not involved in transfers. Great chat. Little Johnny says, do you go live on YouTube every single day? Not every day. Those of you that know me and have been at the channel since the beginning will know that I work in a school. I'm currently off on my 6 weeks holiday, so I get a lot more time to film these live shows, which I'll be trying to do a little bit more of. Probably the next one I'll do will be Wednesday. I'll probably do one Wednesday next week. And we also do a podcast, me and Paul, at the weekends, which is always live as well. But in general, I try to put out 2, maybe 3 videos a week, but it all depends on the news. I'm not one to try and make stuff up, and just, clickbait stuff. If there's a big story out there, I'll come on and give my opinion about it. I'm not an in the know. So yeah, that's a little bit about the channel. I know people like the channel. Some people hate the channel. Great show, Luke. Little Johnny has subbed to the channel. Thank you, mate. We appreciate anyone who joins our channel. And we're very close to 5K now, which will be a fantastic milestone. Top show, Luke. Glad I caught it, fella. Who is the better footballer in relation from the channel? What does IRL stand for? Sorry, mate. I don't understand what that means. I have just pressed the like button. Thanks, mate. Johnny Expat says, love the live chats with you and Paul. Yeah, listen, I miss them. It's just getting time to do them. When you've got a small, well, she's not small, she's 7, my daughter. And my wife, when she's at home, you obviously need the family time and stuff like that. So it's very hard to get time to do these live shows. So I love doing them. I love catching up with you lot, and I want to try to do some shows where I get some people on. I know that I know he's not in the chat in a minute, but someone like Irish Tommy, Andy Miles, who was in the chat earlier, JP, whenever he joins in. I love getting you on and doing it like Talk Sport, and we talk about the game for a long time. In real life, you or Paul? Paul was fantastic skill-wise. He always used to call himself, loads of skill, could run through players, but no end product. And me, I just had an absolute thunder, C-U-N-T, of a shot. My shooting was incredible when I was younger. Like, I used to be able to play a lovely ping. I was never a hard worker. I don't run. That's one of my things. I don't run. I'm more like a deep player. I used to like to sit, ping the ball about. If the ball comes to the edge of the box, bang, smash it in. But yeah, probably Paul, in terms of actual technical ability, was a better player. How many members do you have in total on your membership on your YouTube channel so far? None. I've only just launched that thing, and it's nothing major. It's just, if you sign up, it's $1.99. You get some special little characters that you can have in the chat. It's nothing major. I just put it out there just for a bit of fun. I'm not expecting anyone to sign up for it, to be honest with you. I don't know much about it, to be honest. Who is your best? Yeah, let's do some questions like this now, guys. Let's finish off the show. Let's just ask me anything. Ask me anything. We'll have some fun. Who is your best player in a West Ham shirt? I guess Payet. For me, Cotty, Billy Bonds, thou shalt not pass. Dimitri Payet is the best footballer I've ever seen in a West Ham shirt, like in terms of ability, maverick and everything. But I love Paolo Di Canio. Paolo Di Canio is God to me. He's absolute God. I just love the moments, the passion, just everything. That was my first season ticket. I love the man. Absolutely love Paddy Buchanan. I've got a massive soft spot as, again, a bit of a controversial figure with West Ham fans. I've got a massive soft spot for Scott Parker as well. I think he was excellent for us. Absolutely fantastic for us in them seasons. Just unfortunate that he joined Tottenham. But yeah, what a player. What a player Scott Parker was. Fantastic. I love whatever you think of him as a man now, but Trevor Sinclair as well. What a player he was. Joe Cole, brilliant. Yeah, we have had some fantastic players. We have been spoiled by some brilliant players. Bit late to the journey. Get Nick on from Carrington Blues. I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. I'd love to either go on his show or get him on here. He's a top guy. I love the way he talks. Just brilliant guy. Anyone paying 70 quid for a shirt, face orange frowning? I didn't pay 70 quid for it because I get teacher discount, and you get. I managed to get it for 55, which weren't bad. And the only reason I wanted it, and this is the God's honest truth, is because one of you guys a few weeks back on a podcast, when I said I'm going to Florida, dared me to try and get a picture of me and Mickey Mouse doing this. I will try my best to be wearing the West Ham shirt, find Mickey Mouse wherever he is in Disney World, and get him to do this. And even better, I want one outside the castle. You know, like, was it Sleeping Beauty's castle or something like that? I want to be standing there like that. My wife's going, "You absolute bellend," but I want to do it. It's just something I want to do. Did he? No, I was terrible. Listen, I'm a PE teacher. I love my job. And, you know, I've won some good stuff with the kids and stuff like that. But myself, no. I never played it, and I'm not that good. I'm not good at all. You know, I'm very flat-footed. I'm quite, if anything, I'm a bit like Souček. I'm quite stiff on the ball. I can pass it nice and stuff like that, but I can't take a player on. I haven't got good feet or anything like that. Used to play five-a-side over Power League at Beckton. Had a little team over there, Plaistow Pirates, long time ago now. But yeah, I was never a good player. Alan Devonshire, all-time best ever, no question. Sharma, that's my dad's favourite player, so you know I respect that opinion, mate. Got my dad a signed Alan Devonshire shirt one year. Yeah, but my dad absolutely raves lyrical about him. Di Canio was the man. Yeah, is the man and was the man, mate. Yeah, what a player. John Moncur, midfield wise, John Moncur and Bish. Oh, John Moncur, what a player he was. Where do you think we'll realistically finish next season? Will it be better than last year? If we're talking league, at the moment, I can't see us finishing any higher than 11th. In terms of the league, I think it depends how these teams doing in Europe, like your Brightons and your Villas and teams like that. But yeah, I can't see much higher than 11th. I really can't. Scott Parker, definitely. What do you teach? I teach PE, mate. I teach PE in primary school. All sports, athletics, boxing, football, handball, dance, gymnastics, everything to the primary kids, yeah. All the way nursery, all the way to year 6. I've just sent you a friend request on Instagram. I didn't even know I was on Instagram anymore. I know that account's up there, but I don't think we actually use that account, mate. I'll be honest with you. We still use Twitter though, so if you're on Twitter, Twitter's the best way to contact us. 11th in the league this coming season will be a miracle, yeah. Can you see Moyes and Steeder both being here at Christmas? Again, it depends how we start, mate. It depends how we start. And the problem is, again, we could have very similar Premier League season and then Europa League papers over the cracks again. Because we all love it. You know, we all love Europe and stuff like that. And, you know, winning in Europe. And if he gets us out of the group again, you know, if we were to finish top of our group or even second in that group and we're in that next round, it papers over the cracks because everyone gets excited about that next stage. and that's my fear. But yeah, if both go wobbly, which I hope it doesn't, he could be gone pretty quickly. I don't reckon he'll get more than 10 to 15 games. I really don't. I've joined your like page on Facebook. Thank you, Johnny. You've been very proactive in the chat today. Anything else, guys? Like I say, ask me anything now. You know, fun questions or little opinion bits. I'm gonna go. What we've done 52 minutes. I'm happy to go about another 5. So yeah, anything, mate. Please let me. Please keep them coming. Under Moyes, 15th at best, but I think he will be gone by Christmas. 15th, God, my God, I can't deal with that, mate. Listen, I hope you. I can totally see it. I'll be honest with you, I can totally see us having a season like that, mate. But I really hope you're wrong. I really do, because I can't take another relegation battle. It just drains the life out of me. You know, the banter at work and all that. It's just, I can't do it, mate. I honestly can't do it. I cannot do it, mate, anymore. What we got here? What we got here? Trying hard to work out why I bought a season ticket this year. You never know, mate. You might, if you get a season ticket, we might have a final in Dublin, mate. Think of it that way. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brighton predictions. Draw, loss. There we go. Who is your favourite player of all time and why? Is that West Ham or general? West Ham, Paolo Di Canio, I've already mentioned him. God, gave me some of my best memories ever. In terms of world, there's quite a few actually. Zinedine Zidane, obviously, one of the best players I've ever seen. I used to love Gabriel Batistuta as well, striker-wise. Christian Vieri, early days Christian Vieri. But there's no doubt about it for me. I know people always say about Messi and all that stuff, and I know Paul's favourite's Messi. But for me, the best player that I've ever seen is R9, the real Ronaldo. That man, if he wouldn't have got injuries, the man would have just been absolutely ridiculous. The numbers that man would have got. He was the best player I've ever seen. Ridiculous player, mate. Absolutely ridiculous player. In terms of current world, I love Mbappe. Love Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. And I love that Vinicius Junior as well. I think he's fantastic. I find it so exhausting. I went all Dutch there. I find it so exhausting. It may be my football manager brain, but we should look at max age of 21, 15 million from Europe using Steiner's list. It's not difficult. Yeah, you can go a bit older than that. You can go like 20, 24, 25, because you still got resale value with that as well. Yes, 15th at best, and Moyes gone by Christmas. Get good odds on that. Yeah, you can get 14 to 1 on us to get relegated. I was seeing the other day. Perfect prediction, Moyes out. Favourite player in the Premier League, not West Ham, Kevin De Bruyne. I'd pay money to watch that man play. He's just ridiculous. The passing, the goals, the fact that he's so driven and hard-working, even though he's won everything, and he's so good. That's why he's so good, because he still has that he's just brilliant. He's just absolutely brilliant. He is incredible, absolutely incredible player. I only say 21 because 24, 25 years old, capable of first team football, will be establishing across football. Yeah, no, there's justification in that, mate. Totally agree with that. Right, couple more minutes, guys. You've got a couple more minutes to get some questions in, because then I've done an hour. Who is this in this chat, man? How do you keep yourself fit and so young? I don't know, mate. I don't think I look young. I think I look I think I'm starting to look my age, mate. Rice, 105 million. How much De Bruyne? Obviously, De Bruyne is older now. But if you were talking De Bruyne at 24, you know, God, like De Bruyne would have been like 150 million pound player. Just ridiculous. The best midfielder I've ever seen. Favourite player in the Premier League, not West Ham, and outside of traditional top 6. Good question. Very good question. Let's think. Let's have a look. I'm trying to think of a player that I love to watch. Can't be that. Oh, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Trying to think. Newcastle. Is Newcastle allowed? Can I go Newcastle? I do like Bruno. I think Bruno's a brilliant player. That Isaac looks fantastic as well. That Isaac, what a player he looks like. I'm trying to think. Who was up there? No one at Villa. No one there. That Elise at Palace is a good player. I like Elise at Palace, who looks like he's going to move on to bigger things now. Yeah, that's a hard one, mate. That's a hard one. 37 likes. Yes. Are you a thrill seeker? I bet there are some great rides at Disneyland. I've never been there, mate, so I can't say there is. I'll be honest with you, mate. The older you get, the more it's like, I could die on this ride. So I don't really like the higher ones. I'll be honest with you. Didn't Chelsea throw Kevin De Bruyne out and Salah, mate? And Salah. They threw out some bloody great players, Chelsea have. If you could do a straight shot with another Premier League club stadium, where would it be? Good question. This is a bit controversial because if you're actually saying like what is the best stadium in the Premier League, it's them and it's Spuds. Like that stadium is incredible. I hate them. I absolutely hate them, but you cannot deny that stadium is a masterpiece. It is like outside, it looks a bit like a toilet on the actual outside, but inside that stadium is incredible. That is an incredible stadium. Whatever you think of Spurs or whatever, that stadium is a very, very good stadium. Luton, Sheffield, Bournemouth down. Everton could go as well. You know, I know they've got thingy there, but Everton are not great. How old were you when you went your first game at Upton Park, first team reserve team? I think it was 94 against Norwich. I think Robbie Slater and Tony Cotty scored in that game. And I'm going to say it was 94, 95. So I was about 9. About 9, I think I was. De Bruyne is the best midfielder on the planet. Older now, but yes, still valued at 150 million. He's a wonderful player, mate. Absolutely wonderful player. I love Foden as well. And greetings from Portugal. Oh, lucky you. It would have been Ward-Prowse for me. If you didn't support West Ham, who would have you supported instead? Oh, that's a horrible question. I'll tell you what, actually, and I've mentioned them quite a lot. I used to be a massive, still am, a massive Alan Shearer fan. So a player that, you know, when it weren't West Ham, I would watch Newcastle for Alan Shearer because, you know, I just thought he was a fantastic player. It probably would be Newcastle, you know. I say that. My mate Sam probably smiling if he's watching this. Yeah, it probably would be someone like Newcastle. As much as like Leeds back in the day, like when I was sort of 14, 15, and it was Harry Kewell, De Court, Viduka, Radaby, and all that lot. They were fantastic Leeds back in the day as well. That could have been easily a team that I like. It would never have been a glory hunting Man City. Well, Man City wasn't a glory hunting team back then, but it never would have been a United or an Arsenal or a Chelsea or anything like that. Yeah, Newcastle or maybe someone like a Leeds. Yeah, probably someone like that. Danny, for me, Spuds, mate. Shame about the team. Yeah, I agree. Alonso or Potter to replace Moyes Ball? I want Alonso. I do. I'm not against Potter, but I wouldn't mind it. The Spuds toilet with a leaking stream. Do you ever go live streaming on TikTok? I don't, mate. I can't say I know much about it. I'm too old for that game. I like Luton's ground, to be honest. Luke, what took you so long at 9? 3 years old when my dad showed. My dad was never a big one for going games. My uncle and my cousins were, but my dad my dad loves West Ham and watches West Ham and that, but he was never one for going over there a lot. And I think up until about sort of 7, 8 or whatever, I wasn't fully knowledgeable on football or anything like that. And I think I don't know, I think I got to about 9. I went, oh, do you know what? For my birthday, I would really love to go a West Ham game. And then, yeah, like you say, we all know the thing, mate. As soon as you walk in there, you're hooked. You know, you could never beat. I've written an article about it a couple of years ago. I probably can find it somewhere. You know, that first experience, you know, that smell of fags, pies, and that the toilets in there. You know, it's a smell that's so there in your face. You know, fags, piss, and just it stays. That Upton Park, it had a smell, didn't it? It was just that smell is so. It's with me always. And, you know, that walk down a Barking Road and the geezer that used to stand outside the furniture shop selling the programmes. Yeah, and you walk past the Village Wine Bar, and when the Greengate pub was there, the Castle pub was there, just that atmosphere building, that walk up to the stadium. I miss that because you don't get that at the London Stadium. You're just like, boom, cattle market, getting, even in the concourse area, you know, it's not the same. It's not the same. Upton Park is a special place. Special place. Yeah, I think that's it now, guys. Comments have dried up now. Before you leave, hit the like button. Leave a comment if you're watching this back. Thank you so much. There's a couple more comments here. I do want to read out everyone before I go. My dad took me to a reserve game at the bowling game in 1964 at 5 against Nottingham Forest. The old chicken one, Luke. Remember telling the winner of 3:30 Kempton? And when was the last time you went to see a West Ham game? The last game I actually went to, I said it earlier in the show, mate, was the Lyon game, the Dembele wink. I didn't go to a game last year. I just couldn't. I can't put myself through that suffering. I can't. It makes me so angry watching that style of football. And sort of in my head a little bit, as much as it might sound as a bad West Ham fan, I don't want to go until Moyes is gone. I don't want to go until Moyes is gone. Thank you for the show. Come on, your wines. And a new subscriber. Nice. Welcome to the family, mate. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciated every single comment that's been in this show today. I won't read out any more now. That is it. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be back next week. It's been great catching up with you guys. And hopefully, like I say, I can bring you some videos that we've actually signed a bloody player in the next couple of weeks or days, hopefully. Until next time, come on, you hands. Keep believing. Let's go.